Morning, Cibolo Valley. We hope and pray all is well. Today we're going to continue with the names of God, which not only uh, give us his attributes, tell us about him, but also today will tell us something about how we should interact with him. Now, we talked about before that from Romans 8:15, it says, because we have been adopted into God's family, we're privileged to call him Abba, Father. That Abba is easiest translated out of the Aramaic as daddy. The word Abba is an Aramaic word, and it's one Jesus used himself, showing his intimate relationship with God. Um, Aramaic, incidentally, was one of the three languages that the Bible was written in, at least a small part of it. So we can have that close, intimate relationship with God, that daddy God. But there are other names that remind us that he is the Most High, the most infinite of entities. Jehovah Sabaoth, meaning Lord of Hosts. Some translations you'll see this translated as Lord of the Armies. Well, yeah, the armies on earth he is Lord of, but it's also of the host of angels, of the seraphim, of uh, everything created. Isaiah 6:1-3, in the year the king Uzziah died, I saw the Lord high and exalted, seated on a throne. The train of his robe filled the temple. Above him were seraphim, each with 6 wings, and with 2 wings they covered their faces, and with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying. And they were calling to one another, holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory. They acknowledge God as the highest of high. They acknowledge God for his glory. And while we want to have that intimate relationship with God, and he wants it with us, we need to acknowledge who we're talking to, the creator of all, the highest of the high. Another name that relates that is El Elyon, meaning the Most High God. In Genesis 14:17-20, it says that after Abraham returned from defeating Chedorlaomer and the kings allied with him, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Sheba, that is the king's valley. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now Melchizedek, he was the priest of the God Most High. That's how it's referred to. And he blessed Abram, saying, blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hands. Then Abram, in response, gave him a tenth of everything. Incidentally, that whole story is where we get the idea of the tithe from, and it carries forward through the rest of the Old Testament and into the New Testament. Isaiah, on the same idea of the Most High, Isaiah 14, chapter 14, verses 13 and 14, God comments on the futility of Satan trying to elevate himself as the one Most High and how he will be brought down. We need to take recognition of the fact of who God is. He is the Most High. We don't need to place ourselves in that point. And we can start with that in prayer. Notice what Jesus did in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Noting his place of lordship, of being Most High. The last name we'll talk about today is El Roi. That Roy is spelled R-O-I out of the Old Testament, meaning the strong one who sees. This is the story of Hagar. An angel of the Lord stopped Hagar when she was running from Sarai after she'd been mistreated because Abram had impregnated her, sadly with Sarai's encouragement. The angel told Hagar, you are now pregnant and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael. God hears. He'll fight with everyone. Genesis 16:13 tells us she gave this name to the Lord who spoke her. You are the God who sees me. For she said, I now see, or see the back of, the one who sees me. That is why the well where she was at was called Ber Lahai Roy, well of living one who sees me. It is still there between Kadesh and Bered. God sees all of our actions, our thoughts, and those of everyone around the world. You are never alone, nor can you ever hide from him. Take solace and reverence for that fact. We need to be mindful of the fact that when we go and talk to God and how we treat God and how we try to have a relationship with God, that he wants to be our daddy, but he is the Lord of hosts. He is the most high creator of all and the living one who sees all. And we hope that helps you in your walk today.